seen this girl pop up a few times in different leadership walls. I've seen a few of her videos, and was interested in bringing her. Oh, it's good you're recording. Hey, Epic Empowerment, what's up? Was interested in bringing her on our team call. I'm very selective of who I put in front of you guys. I don't put anybody in front of you guys I don't think is going to give you quality material that is going to be actionable for you to take and use in your own businesses. So I'm super excited to have her. She is a 7-star diamond coach in her first business center, a 1-star diamond coach in her second business center. She was a 2013 premier coach, and a 2-time elite coach in 2014 and 2015. So she's been around probably longer than me because I don't have the stats. I only have 2014 and 2015. So she was premier. She was already a leader when I was just starting as a coach. And she's been in Success Club 10 for 58 months. I haven't been in Success Club 10 for 58 months. I'm like 5, 6, 17, 54, 5. I'm all over the place. But that's like a huge kudos to you. And she is going to be talking to you guys tonight about how to run an effective, free 7-day group. I know you guys have asked me, and I am not the pro at this. So since I'm not the pro, I'm going to bring somebody who knows what they're talking about, right? So, Shelly, I'm going to give you the floor, girlfriend.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm honored. Like, I've actually followed you, your coach, your team leader for a long time, and I just think she's darling. And I've been a coach since 2012, so I have been slow and steady, but very solid along the way. And I will tell you that I'm not a young coach as well. So those of you, if there's anybody a little bit older on here, I hope you can relate to me because it doesn't matter how old you are. Anybody can be successful in this business as long as you just have a lot of heart and consistency and drive. And I have done challenge groups. I started my first challenge group in 2012, January of 2012. I actually signed as a discount coach in 2011, and I had no idea there was a business opportunity. I didn't know what a challenge group was when I started one. I just kept hearing about people doing them, and I kept seeing all these coaches go to the Bahamas, and I was like, how do I do that? And so what started my Success with Success Club and starting challenge groups. And most of you, this 7-day group is going to work for you, whether you are working, strictly in your warm market still, or if you are struggling to get new leads and working into your cold market and trying to develop relationships with people that you don't really know. So I've been all over the gamut with free groups and paid groups. And of course, every time we launch a program, like we just launched Core to Force, then I jump on board with my team and we do a team group when there's a program launch. But as your coach just said, you guys all do your own things through your own business centers. So that's really cool. And I have done so many different kinds of free groups, walking challenges and hydrate challenges and, you name it, book reading challenges, miracle morning challenges. And since I've implemented this 7-day group, I have had extreme success. And this is where all of my Success Club points are coming from at this point. So I'm not going to lie to you. This is a little bit of work, but it's absolutely worth it if you implement. And if you don't mind, Chitana, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I want to show you how effectively this works. In looking at a calendar, how my free groups run into my paid groups. And I'm going to share that screen in just a second. But what I have found with groups is to really get people to continue to follow you, to trust you. You have to give them a lot. You have to, give them a lot of goods. And you have to be willing to just share your heart. And the other thing that is really important is that they need to have results in 7 days. They need something to give them leverage to keep going. And so although the walking challenges and the hydrate challenges are super fun and a great way to build relationships, what happens at the end of them? oftentimes they don't understand, what a challenge group is, what you're trying to help them with. It's a little bit confusing, and you might have a lot of open ends left open, by the time you finish your challenge, and you kind of don't know what to do with these people. Like, we just finished a walking challenge. Now what? So in my 7-day groups, I call them, and this may change, I think it's getting maybe a little bit old at this point. I've been doing it for a while, but I call them things like go crap free, cut the crap for 7 days. And the premise behind them is we eliminate sugar, processed foods, white carbs, and alcohol for 7 days. And for me, I think it's imperative that we are successful through a weekend, because we know what happens. We're good for 5 days, and then bam, that weekend comes, and that first glass of wine on Friday night happens. And, if you're anything like me, your weekend was, you blew all your hard work every single week on the weekend. And I was perpetual trying to lose the same 15 pounds for 20 some freaking years, by being good during the week and then blowing it on the weekend. So I thought, how can I, help people in the same boat? And a lot of people are in the same boat. So I implemented these 7-day groups. And what happens in the group is we are releasing these 4 items, but I also have guidelines for them. They have to, if they aren't currently working with a coach, sign up with me for free membership. They have to submit their before pictures to me. And they also have to submit their after pictures to me. And then at the end of our challenge, I do side-by-sides for them. I make their photos for them. And that is the part that takes a lot of time, but that is where it's so valuable. And that takes messaging off of Facebook, and I have them send those photos to my email, and so I can private message through email. I private message them after they submit their first photo, and then, of course, it's a great way to close, not close, but kind of rekindle that relationship and say, okay, now I've got your after picture. I'm going to make your side-by-sides for you. Here they are. Look at what an amazing, look at your amazing results in 7 days, and where do you want to go from here? I have a 30-day group starting very soon. So I leave the group open a little bit past 7 days, and I do prizes. So the prizes can be whatever you want. You'll see, I'm going to share with you my exact template from start to finish, what I do from creating an event to creating the group to every single post for 7 days. Not really, you guys probably all know how to do side-by-side, so I don't really share too much of that. And then how to close the group out properly so that you can comfortably move somebody over into your 30-day groups very, very nicely. And I'm going to tell you, if you have people who stick to the 7 days, get through the weekend, submit their pictures to you, you will be blown away by the results. And I'm going to show you a couple that I did today in my camp. I just finished a 7-day group, and I just started a 30-day group. So now they're moving over into my 30-day group. So with that said, I'm going to share a screen because I do believe that how you do this in your calendar, from month to month, is really important. And if you can schedule 3 months out in this pattern, in this system, your groups will run very, very smoothly into each other. And then you can also, meld in a business opportunity event if your team has one through, and share that as well. And I show you that in the format that I'm going to share with you, how to meld those posts in and invite people to your business opportunity event, whether they're in a paid group or a free group. So I'm going to go ahead and share a screen, and we'll go to Canva. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, so I took all the fluff out of my team calendar, and I just did exactly what I'm doing right now. So we're on November 16th is right here. So my free group just ended on the 6th. And I was at the Tony Robbins event in San Jose. So I was a little bit behind on getting pictures out, but I did just get them out today. So the group started the day after Halloween. We started on Tuesday, and it went all the way to, we're a little off. Usually I start the group on a Monday. So it ended on Monday the 7th. I went to Tony Robbins over the weekend, and I scheduled my post while I was gone and still checked into the group. And then I created their side-by-sides for them today in Canva. So we're on the 16th. So tomorrow I am going to create my next free group event. And I do that on Facebook. Hopefully you know what a Facebook event is. And I'll create the group and I'll start inviting, and however that works for you. I don't do a lot, honestly, of private message invites. I do a lot of inviting in broad posts on my business page and share them to my timeline. And I do a lot of inviting through live video. And I'll say things like how to lose belly fat in 7 days, or how to reduce the crap out of your diet in 7 days, or 7-day elimination. That's what I'll title my live group, because Facebook will not let me boost the event through advertising because the word crap is in it. But I really like the word crap. So, because it's catching and it helps people go, I do need to release the crap out of my diet for 7 days. So my strategy is, I don't boost the event. I go in and do a live video on my business page, and I boost that live video, or I'll run an ad with that live video, and I'll share that live video to the event wall as well, and I'll share it to my timeline as well. And so that video gets a lot of engagement and a lot of attraction, and that's how I get a lot of people that I don't know who join the event. I give them good instructions to join the event, and then I friend request them, and hopefully they accept. And if they accept, then I send them a private message and start building a relationship with them and get them pumped up to join the group, and let them know how it's going to go, what they can expect, watch for the notification of when it starts, so on and so forth. So my free group is going to start on the 28th, my next one of this month. So right after Thanksgiving, which is pretty good timing, I would say. And so from the 17th through the 25th, I'm going to be inviting pretty heavily through broad invites, live videos on the event wall. I will post inspiration on that event wall every day, give them little nuggets of why you should go without sugar, why you should go without alcohol. Every day I do a daily post on the event wall, just giving them some kind of inspiration and information, little teasers of what they can expect when they join my free group. So on the 25th, I'm going to create my free group, and it's going to officially start on the 28th. So I'm going to get them in there on a Friday, start adding people, and then throughout the weekend, give them the guidelines, get them fully prepared to start and be ready to go on Monday morning. Now, it's a little quiet in the beginning on the weekend, especially if it's after a holiday. Like, a lot of people are still going to be with friends and family that after Thanksgiving on that weekend. And so it might be a little bit quiet, but don't let that scare you, because they are going to feel like crud come Sunday night and be excited to start on Monday morning. So from there, the minute I start that free group, I create the event for my paid group. Okay, so I don't post that event in the free group wall. I don't privately message anybody who's in the free group saying, oh, guess what? I have a 30-day group next. Join that. I just create the event. And after you've been messaging people privately, Facebook makes sure that they see what you're doing. So they may get a notification. Shelly Heim just created this event. And so they might pay attention to that. So there's like these little subtle invites that they're getting along their way while they're in the 7-day group. And so my paid group is going to start on 2 weeks later on the 12th of December. And same thing. On the event wall, I post every single day, inspiration, motivation. So every member in my 7-day group is probably seeing what I'm doing on that event wall by now, but I'm not talking about it in my free group. I'm not pressuring people. I want them to stay focused on eliminating those 4 items, getting through the weekend, and getting good results for themselves. On the 9th, before the 12th, once again, it's a Friday, I create my paid group on Facebook, and I start putting people in there. And I have a lot of repeat challengers who just go from group to group to group, which is fine. A lot of them are my discount coaches, and so they get excited every 30 days. They get something new to go into. It keeps them motivated. They can keep working on their short-term goals that help them go into their forever goals or their long-term goals, however you want to call those. And then again on Monday, everybody's ready to go. So over the weekend, I posted guidelines for my 30-day group. I've got them excited to start on Monday, tell them what they can expect from me, what I will expect from them, so on and so forth. And that I just continue that month after month after month after month, just rotating and still once again getting new people in. So, one thing I will tell you before we move on a little bit is that not everybody's going to jump in to my pay group and purchase a challenge pack right away. That's, oftentimes that doesn't happen right out of the gate. Sometimes it does, and it's super cool when it happens, but I let them in regardless. I have always done that, unless it's a team core to force where the program is required and Shakeology is required. But I do make exceptions all the time and allow people into my pay groups, whether they purchase a challenge pack or not. And it has never, ever done me wrong. 9 times out of 10, it may take 2 challenges. It may take 1 challenge. It may take 1 week of being in a 30-day challenge with me, but eventually they are going to order Shakeology and or a challenge pack. It's never really failed me. I mean, I might have 2 strays that don't ever, get what they can and then move on, and that's totally fine. But I just keep giving and keep giving, and I get obviously a lot of great return by that method because my Success Club history has proven itself in that matter. So I'm going to move on now to my document that I will share with you, and I make sure that Jatana has this for you. I share this throughout the network. It's not a secret. It's I've shared it far and wide. You can't edit it. You can certainly make a copy of it and edit it yourself so you can share with your teams. But it's a really good format to give to new coaches as well, so they can see exactly how to start a 7-day group perfectly from start to finish. Now, I do have one as well that's a 30-day, and it's the exact same thing. I will be happy to share that with you as well. And basically, these are the posts in both the 7-day group and the 30-day group are my best posts over the last, how many years now? 4.5 years or more that I've been doing challenge groups. So they meld in the container system. We talk about Shakeology. But we also talk a lot about mindset, and it's just kind of across the board. Good nutrition information. You can tweak them. You can change them. You don't obviously have to use my images. I encourage you throughout this format to put your own personal touch on these posts or live video. I don't know why that came up, but okay. So anyways, I tell you how to create the public event. I show you in video how to do that. If most of you know, that's awesome. But if you don't, then you have a tutorial to do that. You will, number 3, you'll post daily on this event wall, just like I talked about. I tell you what to post, give you ideas so you're creative on your own terms. And then I show you exactly how to create a group on Facebook 3 days prior to your event. Follow posts below for pre-start and daily post. This is all coming. You can post recipes as you go. These are not included in the daily posts that I give you, but they are there for you. But it's just another idea, just to add stuff in as you go. I go in oftentimes and do live video just to check in with them, see how they're doing. And one good thing I've been doing lately is instead of going in and commenting on or replying to everybody's post or comment, I go in and do a live video and reply to comments and posts that way. And I have my phone, and then I'm sitting at my computer, and I just scroll up the group wall and shout people out, say, you know, awesome job, Janet. That was a beautiful lunch you posted. Give them tips, answer their questions in live video. And it's a kind of a nice way to connect with people. And I've really had good feedback with my challengers in doing that instead of just typing everything out every day. So it just depends on how I feel and what kind of day I'm having. So I talk, you know, a lot about, you know, I just give you a little bit of tips and tools to tell you what, you know, be creative and have fun, on and on and on. And then I talk to you about how to close your group. So from pre-start on Friday, I tell you, you know, when to post it. Post 1, this is a welcome post. Post 2, I include a grocery list. And now this is different because, you know, it's not like 21-day fix. This is totally 7-day group. I talk about Beachbody a little bit in my 7-day groups, but not a lot. Like, I want them to really focus on getting good results. Let's see what else. Oh, I post the guidelines here. The guidelines are pretty straightforward. Basically, like I said, they have to submit their before and afters. There's a little bit of a contest I do on a couple days throughout the 7. And then that helps me determine who's going to win, who's going to be the 3 prize winners at the end of the challenge. And the prizes are based on, you know, if they do one of the little mini challenges and tag me in a post on Facebook, if they submit their photos, and how much they're engaging within the group. That bases my decision on who wins the prizes. And I'll be honest with you, I play favorites. You know who stands out in your challenge groups, and you know who would benefit from receiving samples of Shakeology or a Fixate cookbook, so on and so forth. Like that is, or I do sometimes a 3-day refresh, so they not only get Shakeology, but they get a program, introduced to a program that's really cool and very effective. So I go on with all of the gift cards. These are my gifts I give. They're pretty substantial. I'm a really good gift giver, but you can go very simple. You do not have to spend as much money, and you can come up with your own great gift ideas. So, this is an image you can use, or you don't have to use it. And I kind of make, like I said, anything that has a star next to it is basically telling you, okay, change this if you need to. You don't have to use what I do. And then I give them, a calendar of meals. They get sample menus every single day. Actually, for 5 days, they have sample menus, and you guys will get all that. And I usually post that in the file section of the group, so it's all stored for them. They also get 5 days of workouts as well. And those are not a requirement, but they're there for them if they need a workout. They're kind of like circuit workouts, and all those images will be there for you as well. And then I just start posting, like, here's one of the workouts. And I make sure that if it says Monday, make sure that's posted the Sunday before, so they're ready to go with that. I have a grab and go turkey muffin recipe that you can use or add something else if you have something better. Any images I use or info images you can change out. I give good, healthy information. Some of the posts are a little bit long, but they're really, really effective and pack a lot of punch of information behind them. This is an image that came from Beachbody. I use it all the time. People are blown away when they see how much sugar is in barbecue sauce, for instance. So it's a learning process as well as a results-driven system. So I share snacks. Here's a little soft invite with Shakeology balls. So they get a little bit of influx of or introduction to Shakeology. And I do talk about Shakeology, and I list on the sample menus some Shakeology recipes. And I tell them, look, you're going to hear about Shakeology. It's not a requirement. This is not about pressure. It's just what some people use and which I use to help me maintain my weight or help people lose weight. It's, you know, and I go into it softly. I don't talk about it every time I turn around. And then it just goes further and further. So here's like a lady who I worked with. She had amazing results. I mean, look at that, in 7 days, like her belly just went down so much. And then she decided to do another one. It went down even more. And then she went on the 21-day fix. And 35 days later, she was in the Dominican Republic and totally stoked with herself. So, you know, I talk a little bit about coffee. I talk about coffee creamers. That's one thing people have a really hard time giving up. Artificial sweeteners, alcohol. Here's a great replacement for alcohol during the 7 days. And here's actually a Shakeology bar that I throw in because I don't eat bars. I don't like bars. I don't like people to eat bars. And people start asking about bars a lot in these 7-day groups. So I always have an alternative that's much healthier that they can make their own and know exactly what goes into them. So it's another soft invite to Shakeology. I talk about a little bit about emotional eating, and I did steal a post from somebody about mindset, and I hope it's in here. But I talk a little bit about the miracle morning and how, you know, 80% of results come from nutrition, 20% come from fitness, but 100% of your results come from mindset. So I'm softly also inviting them to the 4 vital behaviors, personal development. I talk a little bit about DarrenDaily.com so they can sign up for their free text messages from Darren Daily, so on and so forth. So it's just a really simple, effective way to run a free group. And then I'll show you some bigger pictures here of what I did today. I don't know why this thing is up here. I probably pressed it. Whatever. I'm going to undo that. Okay, I don't know what that means. But anyways, so here's my friend Annette, and she had incredible results in just 7 days. Actually, this was 5 weeks. I'm going to go to another, oh man. Okay, just a second. Oh, poop. I'm going to have to go in my Finder. Hang on just a moment. Okay, so that's the same one. Here's a good one. Okay, another Annette. And look at this, is 7 days. She had this result. I mean, that's phenomenal to me. And I get this over and over and over again in my free groups. And this is what propels them to keep going and moving into a really healthy lifestyle. Like, they're blown away. This is 7 days, and she released that much inflammation. So
can you guys see it?
Oh, you can't see it? Shoot.
I'm over here like taking notes. I'm like, oh my gosh, tomorrow morning I gotta create an event.
Okay, I don't know how I can show you this. Let me see, because it's not a web page. But anyways, maybe what I'll do is send Jatana this photo as well. Just don't share it with anybody because I don't have her permission to do that. Keep it to yourselves. But it's amazing, like totally amazing what happened. What I do in Canva with people is can you guys see this? Can you see that?
I can see Annette's before and after.
Okay. So this was a little bit longer. I made her a photo from my 30-day group, but I just keep this same template in my Canva and then just replace the pictures, change the name, and type in here 7 days with Shelly Heim. So I don't do anything crazy. I may crop their photos because one thing with people taking new selfies, as you know, when we first started taking selfies, like we weren't good at it. So as time goes by, we get better at it. Lighting gets better, positioning gets better. But with newer people, they don't always take great pictures. So I might change the lighting just a little bit or crop out, if they have a big white, if their image is really wide and they're in the center, I may just crop that out. But this makes it saves you a lot of time if you just have one template and you just keep adding to it. And then, of course, those photos are downloaded in my computer before I change out the template and add somebody else. So I have them all saved in my downloads folder on my computer, but they're just not saved in Canva. It's just the last person that comes up. So that's basically what I do. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I think we're all done that. And I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
All right, let me read my line. So I'm scrambling over here going, okay, I've got to start this because this is right after Thanksgiving, and that's like baller to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people like to eat leftovers, but they can still kind of eat turkey.
Yeah, and people feel yucky. They're ready for a little bit of a cleanse after a holiday weekend. So I think it's perfect timing, and I'm not creating my event until tomorrow. And then sometimes I just create 7 days out, and it's still very effective depending on how much I invite. About that 7 days on my event wall and live video and all of that.
Are you going to share the document that you just went over?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, oh my gosh, I hope she shares that document.
Yeah. No, it's gold. It's golden. It's awesome, and I just hope you guys get a lot out of it. Just take what you can, take what you want, but it's really, really well. And take it back to your new baby coaches. Like, people are so scared they don't know where to start. We've all experienced that. So this is just a perfect outline from start to finish. And the trick is, messaging people along the way and continuing to build those relationships. But when they see those side-by-sides, if they really stick to the 7 days, it is amazing. And this is not about starvation. Like, I just tell them, don't worry about filling your house full of really good food for 7 days. Like, just worry about eliminating these 4 items and don't starve yourself. Continue to eat. And you'll still have really good results. I don't want people to feel like this is deprivation. And I continually tell them, look, it's 7 days. You can do anything for 7 days. You can do anything for 7 days. And then once they get in my 30-day groups, I'm like, we don't have to be as strict, 21-day fix is really flexible, as we know. So it's a relief to them, but they still go on. And, if any of you experience what happens when you do release these items for a period of time. Like, you're so laser focused, you feel amazing, your head is clear, your skin looks good, your feet don't get swelled up. You release so much inflammations, and that's what everybody else is feeling too at around day 5. So they want to, they start associating pleasure with eliminating these items instead of pain with eliminating these items. They're like, oh my gosh, look what's happening in just this short amount of time.
Yeah, and especially if you take somebody who hasn't been eating well at all, and you do this, like I think the difference in what Shelly's saying and what other people have done in terms of plank challenges and water challenges, like, they're really going to get results in 7 days if you eliminate this. I know if I eliminated those 4 things, I would definitely be getting results, and they're going to feel amazing and want to keep going on that track. And they're going to be like, Shelly, what am I going to do next?
Yeah, exactly.
I would follow. If I saw your event on Facebook, I would like, sign me up. What do I do? I'm going to do this.
And I wanted, I am not about quick fixes or anything like that, but I really want people to feel good. And this is, I knew just from my own personal experience, like this is how I feel my best, and how can I push that onto other people, and then, help them to trust me. Like I'm not going to steer them wrong. And people start talking about portions in the 7-day group, and it's like, that's coming next. That's what we're going to talk about next. So I always assure them that they're going to keep getting more from me, that it doesn't just stop with these 4 items.
Absolutely. All right. So questions. What questions do you guys have?
I have more of a comment, which I think it's, Shelly, I think it's really brilliant what you put together, because essentially you're getting someone that is committed to a process, even though it's for 7 days. They're completely all in, committed. So selling a challenge pack or offering one after that and showing them the before and afters, it's like they've done more than most people that do buy challenge packs with from us do. So your process is just brilliant, and congratulations.
Thanks.
Every bit of the success that came along with that, and I need that dang guy.
Yeah, I'll send it to Tana's Facebook inbox right when we're done, and she can pass it along to you guys. And I'll also share my 30-day format as well, and all those posts. So I'm just happy to help. And it's just, I got tired of just kind of spinning my wheels with plank challenges and squat challenges. And, they were fun, but I wasn't really getting anywhere. And this just makes your job so much easier. You are like, oh, God to them, when they finish this 7-day group. And like I said, it kind of, at that point, your work just becomes easier. It's easier to say, okay, what else are you struggling with? I have a solution. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. I think there's a question in the chat. Do you address those who aren't active?
Who aren't paying attention in the group? Like if they're not, yeah. I'll send them a message, but I'm not chasing people, like it's up to them. And, there's oftentimes these groups, like I've had 100 people join. So it's a lot of work. And if they're not vested right out of the gate, then, they're always welcome to join again when they are ready, but some just aren't. So I don't waste a lot of time. Now, my last group, I didn't really promote it really greatly. So I might have only had, 30 or 40 people in that one. And so then I might chase people a little bit harder, that, if I'm not getting engagement. But it just kind of depends on the month and where I'm at, and I travel a lot. And so, timing wise, but I always, like some people will submit their before pictures, but not their after. So that's a good sign that they probably didn't follow through, right? So then I'll just, I'll go back to that before picture and that message and reply to it and say, hey, did you get a chance to do your after picture? How did you keep up in the group? Ask a couple questions and try to continue. Like I don't want to not respond to them, but I also, again, I'm not gonna chase people. So I want some skin in the game, on their end as well.
Absolutely.
I think Callie has a question.
Okay.
Kelly, go ahead.
Well, one, thank you to I'm All with Sue and the whole group. I really appreciate all this. But really mainly kind of how do you come up with all the information? Like I see all these other coaches have a whole bunch of knowledge on circuit groups and plank challenges and knowledge about the sugars and the stuff. And I mean, I know a little bit, but
Yeah.
where do you guys actually get this information?
I was obsessed with nutrition when I first started eating well myself. And so I just did a lot of research, and I like Google was my friend. It's like, and I just came across other blogs, and Beachbody has some, like, if you go to the Beachbody blog and type in sugar, you're gonna like get a lot of information just that Beachbody shares with us. That's where I got that one info image chart with the barbecue sauce and the ketchup, and what how much sugar is in all of that. Same, I have a fruit one too that you guys will get on that document, how much sugar is in specific fruit. So it's Google. It's kind of like, and when somebody would ask me a question I didn't know the answer to, I would go find the answer on Google, and I would save that information. So everything you see in these posts is stuff that I've just accumulated for a long time. I wasn't just, boom, I know everything about nutrition, and I still don't. I'm still learning every single day, but I just kind of fell in love with that part of the journey of learning what's good and what's bad and why, and tried to spin it in my own words and make it as simple and understandable for other people as possible. So, if I share a recipe, it's might at the most have 10 ingredients. I'm not out there trying to make things complicated for people. I want simple as possible. So, and so does everyone else. We don't have time. I mean, people's attention span's like 2 seconds long these days. So shorter the better, simpler the better. Keep it just nice and sweet. Yeah.
What other questions do you guys have?
Shelly, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Shelly, thank you so much. And what I love about this, Shelly, number one is sometimes when you are so brilliant, you just want to keep it all to yourself. And I just appreciate just your genuine love to really help people, because it's easy to say we're just going to lure people in, but you are sincere. You really want to help people.
I do.
And that comes through in all of those things that we're just like, we can't wait to get our hands on after this call. So I really appreciate your genuine heart to really get people results. I have a couple of questions because one of my coaches is on the telephone and she can't get to you to ask a question.
Okay.
She wants to know, how do you actually get people to commit to giving their before pictures? Because some people are a little bit shy in giving those.
Yeah, and not everybody will commit, but the prizes are an incentive. And then I'm just very confident with that. I'm like, do it. It's part of the guidelines. I don't I don't waver from that. And that takes strengthening your mindset to be able to be bold in your intention, and, that priority of, because it's so profound. It's like the number on the scale means nothing, those pictures that the little ones I showed you, they might have only lost 5 pounds, but look at that inflammation. That looks like 25 pounds, so I kind of reiterate that, and maybe a live video when I'm talking, introducing myself into the group, and welcoming them. And, I just don't falter from that confidence. I just go in and say, I want you to do this. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. I know it sucks. You're not going to pay attention to those before pictures. I'm going to look at them once and I'm going to forget about them. And I'm not going to share them ever without your permission. And, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to feel icky about yourself for 10 minutes, but you're going to feel amazing after these 7 days. So I just go in, find that person inside you that has that confidence, and help them to submit those photos. They will not be sorry.
Yeah, that's good. My second question is, it would be kind of like me, because I've been doing this for a year, and that is what I want to do, not just for new people, but I want to do it for myself. So in thinking that, do you open it up for your challengers for, past challengers? I mean, everybody can join it. I mean, do you advertise it to your groups and things like that?
Right. Anybody can join. The first question I ask somebody if I'm a new friend of theirs and they want to join my group is I'll say, thank you very much for accepting my friend request or sending me a friend request. Thank you for your interest in my 7-day group. Are you currently working with a coach? And that just, and if they are, then, some of them are really adamant. I'm like, you're welcome to join. I will do not sign up for free membership under me, but I also want you to tell your coach you're joining. So they know right off the bat, I am not here to steal you away from anybody, but that's a rarity. And it's just more of a gut intuition. Like if I feel like they don't, there's something icky, I just say, you know what, I'm going to refer you back to your coach. So just pay attention to what your gut's telling you about somebody and it won't steer you wrong.
Thank you so much, Shelly.
You're welcome.
So I have a question. When you sign up new coaches, is it something you would recommend for a new coach to start off with?
Yeah, once they feel comfortable, I don't ever pressure people to start a group when they're not ready, but I'll do one with them, or I'll invite them to do my group too so they can see it. And then oftentimes they feel so secure with it, with this format, that they're off and running and doing it and implementing. So not everybody does that. We all have the ones that run and the ones that don't run, but yeah, I highly recommend this for new coaches. Totally, because they're so rewarded by helping somebody get results, versus a setup challenge. Yeah.
What other questions do y'all have? What time is it?
Holly,
did you have a question? Go for it, girl. I'm gonna unmute your line.
Okay. So you mentioned that you have some people who will join your paid group that don't necessarily buy something.
Mm-hmm.
What will they be doing for a program then? Do they already own a Beachbody program, or?
They might walk. Weightlifters, I just don't discriminate. I just think continually giving and adding value is only going to help you in return.
Okay.
And
whatever they decide they want to do.
Yeah. And then they start hearing about the container system. They start hearing more about Shakeology, and they start seeing other people have results and posting pictures. And then you're they get kind of sucked in. It's just like how we got sucked in. It's the same, the same goodness all the way around.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it is 9:58 on the East Coast. I'm not sure where Shelly, where are you located?
I'm in Oregon, so it's 7:00. Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you so much, y'all. She has put in so much work, and she's sharing it with our team, so I'm so thankful for that. This is, I can't say this enough, but our team being an elite team is actually a big deal, because kind of relationships happen. Like, I wouldn't have access to Shelly if I wasn't able to be in there with all the leaders and communicating with them. So Shelly, thank you so much for all your hard work and just being so open. I hope that if you guys get where Shelly is, that you're willing to also pour into other coaches as well. So thank you. And make sure you guys take a picture. I posted Epic Empire, what my picture looks like. I have my hoodie on, and I did this. It's a great way to post about your coaching family on your wall. So we'll all stay on if everybody wants to take a picture, do whatever you need to do. Because it is great to show people the community that you're a part of. All right, you got 1 minute. Make sure it's a good.
I hope you guys, I wish you all the best in finishing out the year and with Core de Force. And, I know if Jatana is anything like me, we are really working hard right now to hit elite, and it's not just for our benefit. This is exactly what happens in full circle by being an elite team. And we have access to people and to trainings and to things we would never, ever have access that we could not share with you unless we were elite coaches. So, keep pushing, keep striving, working towards those end of year goals, and don't give up on yourselves. Just stay strong and stay true and follow the plan. Follow the plan, nutrition and fitness. And get those results and journal and share your journey on social media.
What is one piece of advice you would give a coach after your 4+ years of coaching? What's your favorite piece of advice?
Don't take your foot off the gas. Through hard times, through challenging times, I don't know if you saw my video in the champions page, but I've suffered a great deal of loss in the last 4 years, and thanks to the support of this community, not just my team, but outside the team, I was able to not take my foot off the gas. And sometimes somebody was pressing the gas pedal for me, but I didn't lose traction with my social media. I didn't lose traction with my team, and I kept fighting for the reasons why I continue to do this. Don't disappear, because you lose so much traction in trying to get back on track. And you lose a lot of connection with people who've been following you for a long time. People you don't even know who are following you. When you back off, they go find somebody else that's going to give them what you were giving them. Keep that in mind.
Love it. Thank you so much, Shelly. You guys have an amazing night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.